Here is the best smeltery I can find on Skyfactory 4. The smeltery probably isn't the most effective, though it's definitely the cheapest and easiest to build. This is the idea I'm going to build on this video, though you can scale it down for early game in as little as to this size. This video is also kind of a leech off of my bonsai tree farm as well. If you're looking to make compact bonsai farms as well, make sure to check out the video on the top right or in the description below. This system mainly works off of the amber that we get from the bonsai farms, though still obviously you can use any kind of smeltable item. Basically how it works is we have an input at the bottom of this smeltery that basically smelts everything down and puts it into a tinker tank. We mainly have the tinker tank for storage, but it also has the ability to not alloy any materials. In this video, I'll be making a smaller version of this system here, but you can also scale it down really small as well to run about this size. The thing I like about this system the most is it's very customizable and modular as well. So the items on the top here are if you want to make the small system here, but in today's video, I'm actually going to be making a smaller version of the system I have back here. So first what you want to do, you can either place this on top or in the ground. I like to place the smelteries in the ground just because it looks a little better, but dig out a 5x5 hole in the ground and replace that with seared bricks. This area is going to be for the smeltery system first, then we're going to make the tinker tank later on beside that as well. So around the border that we just made, put more seared bricks. And you can place the smeltery controller in the center, and you're also going to need at least one seared gauge, which I'll just steal this one because it's full. You can also use seared tanks, but seared gauges hold a little bit more, and in my opinion, they just look a little bit better too. Now, wherever you want the output for the smeltery, you want to put a seared drain, and right off of that, you want to put a fluid extraction cable. I like using the fluid cables from Cyclic because each cable can hold around 64,000 millibuckets, which actually comes in really handy when it comes to the tinker tank. Next, you want to put a seared drain right off of that cable and make a 5x5 box out of that as well. And in the center of one side here, you want to put the tank controller. Neither of these actually have to be square. They could be as long, short, wide, or tall as you want. I just have them as squares because they look better. It's just the minimum for the tinker tank is 3x3, and the minimum for the smeltery is 2x2. For one layer of the smeltery, you want to put seared glass just along the walls. You don't actually put them on the inside, it's just around the border here. On top of the seared glass, just put another layer of seared bricks. So if you're looking for an output system just like this here, it's really fast, but you have to make a line for each block that's going to go through the system. So I think there's about 17 different blocks here that I put it through, and there's some duplicates as well. So how we're going to do that, pretty much anywhere on the smeltery you like, put a seared drain and a fluid extraction cable off of that. Next, you just want to go into the extraction cable and set the filter for whatever block you're going to have and set it to allowed. If you're casting anything like donuts, cookies, or ingots as well, you want to put a casting table. Otherwise, you want to put down a casting basin. The casting basins are for any kind of blocks, and the casting tables are for donuts, cookies, or any ingots. In this case, it's going to be donuts, so it's going to be a pan cast for some reason. And you just place that into the casting table, and away it goes. So I actually put some iron in here as well, just for another example. If you're putting extraction cables back to back, you want to use a redstone torch and right click on the face you don't want it to connect to. What this will do is if you put another one beside it, they won't actually connect. So you don't actually have liquids going from one system to another casting basin. And in this case, I want to turn this iron into blocks. So I'll just put a casting basin down here and it'll pretty much immediately fill it up. You can also make this as long as you want. On there, I have them about 5, but it really depends on how much input you have. Like, I can put all these on here if I wanted to. Next, what we want to do is the output of the casting basins. So what we'll do, well, either go underneath or just dig under the ground. And we're going to put our item extraction cables. And it's really that simple. All you have to do now is pipe it up to your storage system. And just like that, you have a fully functional smelting and casting system. Now, I mentioned this was modular as well. You can make this tinker tank as tall as you want. Like on my system over here, I actually have 3 different layers for all of my ores. The smeltery really doesn't need to be that big. It just has to be big enough to withhold the input that you're taking from your storage system. If you're looking for more examples as well, the input that I have is I'm using the simple storage network for all of my storage, and I'm just importing that through an export cable with a filter, and that just pumps straight into my smeltery system. And yeah, that's pretty much it for a basic smeltery system. Let me know in the comments if there's actually more efficient ways of doing this, because I'm definitely not the most experienced in Skyfactory 4, but this is the most efficient system I found so far. If you have any questions or would like to see another tutorial on something else in Skyfactory 4, feel free to leave a comment down below. I'm pretty much active in the comments all the time, so you'll see me there. Anyways, that's all I got for this video, and we'll see you in the next one. Peace.